Thank you.
So one of the things that you will have seen is there was an email that went out to you and your families, giving a bit more information about performing arts. So I just wanted to explain that. The performing arts, you need to make sure that you go to music, as we said before, go to your lessons. Music is still a compulsory lesson you need to go to, and the work you should be doing. But if you are having a particularly busy week and there's a lot of work for you to do, the performing arts for drama and dance is now optional. Obviously, when you think about whether to do that work or not, you should think about what you are likely to do in the future, and that you will have those subjects again next year when we go back to school. So it might be worth thinking about sometimes doing that work rather than not doing it at all. But just to kind of help people who have been struggling to juggle their timetable, you do not need to log in to dance and drama, and you don't need to stick to a deadline for the work or do the work. But we would just like you to do it if you are interested or when you have time, and so you're still engaged with that. Then there was also an email about languages, asking you to select your language for next year, okay? So the deadline for those forms to come back to school, I think, is the 1st of June. So if you can make sure that you fill that form in and get your parents to email that back to school or submit it online, so we have that information. Just to explain that, this is the language that you are learning, that you don't know yet. So if you are Braulio, for example, and you already speak Spanish, this is not Spanish you're going to select, because you already speak Spanish and that's your mother tongue, and it is not a survey about mother tongue. Okay, so Braulio would need to select French because that's the language acquisition subject he studies. So some people don't have a choice, okay, because they already know one of those two languages. Those people that are learning both French and Spanish as a foreign language, they have a choice between the two. I'm just going to add to that after the end of middle school, so after year 9, you can review that choice again. So you're not like signing your language off for the rest of your life. But if you already have a clear idea of what you want to do in IGCSE and IB, and you have a clear language preference, obviously it makes sense to pick that one because you've got an extra year in that. Okay. Then we have a few more pieces of information. And I've got the end of year assembly. So the end of year assembly is going to be on June 17th. Okay, it's a Wednesday in the last week, and it is going to be from 9 to 10 in the morning. So you will have nothing else on during that time. There will be no timetabled lessons during that time, so you won't have any clashes. There won't be any parent-teacher-student conferences during that time. So it will be perfect for you in that sense. You just go to the end of year assembly. It will be a YouTube link, so that's why we're practicing with the YouTube, and you can then share it with all of your families. Okay. I have asked I've sent a few emails out detailing your names. And it's on YouTube, so if you wanted to double check, Mr. Molson is showing this screen on YouTube right now, and it tells you who is doing what. And so if you haven't sent me your work yet, it really is due today, or at least an email explaining why I haven't got it yet. There's somebody with their screen up to the ceiling here, if you want to change that. Okay, Bridie, thank you. And then we need to start with some rehearsals on that, and we'll schedule some of those in the next few weeks. If there is anything you would still like to contribute, or you would like to speak and I haven't selected you, just let me know, okay? But there should be plenty of opportunity for everyone who wants to say something. Then reports. There will be an email coming out from Dr. Lisa today about this morning, explaining to your parents when the parent-teacher-student conferences are, and how to book. And then there will be another email from your tutors explaining to your parents what the link is to book these. So This is going to be at the end of the school year, so in the very last week. This is like a little extra we've added this year, and it will be with your tutor. Okay, so each of you need to have one of those appointments. There will be an option from Monday to Thursday for you to do that. It is a time that you and your parents go and meet with your tutor online on Zoom and go through your year. It will be about what you do in your subjects, what you do in general. We'll look at your end of year reflection and discuss your reports. Your reports will come out before then, okay? So like with the other parent-teacher student conferences, it's a good chance to talk about those. And then we have one birthday. That's my final piece of notice. We have one birthday today. In fact, someone is turning 13 today, and there should be a big slide on YouTube for you to celebrate this, and or some notice. Antonio, happy birthday. Are you here?
I'm here.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't see Antonio. Okay, so maybe Antonio is on YouTube watching the link. But happy birthday anyway, Antonio. And if you are here, then we'll love to hear what you're doing for your birthday. Oh, there you are. Oh, got you right here. Do you want to unmute yourself, Antonio, and tell us what you're planning to do?
I think I'm just gonna have a party.
Oh, I can't hear you. Wait, are you unmuted? Now.
I think I'm just gonna have a small party with my family.
Okay. Is there going to be a cake?
Yeah.
You get to choose the food?
I guess so.
Are you able to ask them to do everything you want for the day because it's your birthday? Right. We've got some nice decorations there, so have a really good day. Okay. Excellent. And then I'm going to pass over to Mrs. Scott, because Mrs. Scott wanted to say a few words to celebrate some of our students in year 8.
Oh, thank you, Miss Henniker. Yeah, that's so proud of Mr. Bryan's class at the minute in English. We're, like the rest of year 8, been studying or are studying Macbeth. And, you know, we said right from the start that Macbeth's meant to be performed, not to be studied. And I just want to give a shout out to some excellent students who have gone beyond in terms of performing parts of Macbeth. Priye, Christy have been amazing. Also, Ola, Shahid, Maria, Noah and Shelby have done some great performances that they've uploaded on Seesaw. So if you want to have a look at those, Miss Henniker, they're fantastic. For some great independent learning, you know, students during the week that they've been getting on with. Some of the boys have been producing their learning outcomes to a better standard than I've seen at school. So I'm going to expect that same step up when we get to year 9. And those people that have really impressed me with their independent work, again, Orla, Juliana, Aaron, Daryl and Sanjay. And also, really important part of our learning, our live learning sessions. Really impressed with contributions again from Orla, Ross, Callum and Shelby, but really, you know, going above and beyond in terms of contributing to our learning, our live learning sessions. So thank you, year 8. Keep up the great work.
And that is fantastic news. Thank you very much. So we are very lucky to have a few teachers come by some weeks and praise some of our students, telling us what you're doing well. So here you can see, well done if you were mentioned with this. Keep up the good work. We'll see who we can invite in the future. And we'll go over to our star of the week. So Mr. Molson has got all the stars of the week on YouTube for you to see as the slide. So if it is you and you would like to share that link with your family later on, you can get the YouTube link with the video will be shareable for you then. And otherwise, we'll hear who it is. We'll start with Emily Ross. Oh, sorry, Miss Ross.
I was like, who's Emily?
Yeah, I know. I was reading this line and I was like, oh, no, not Emily. Call us. You want Emily?
Don't worry. I think most of the kids know my first name. So our star of the week or student of the week, I think probably he's on the YouTube, but this individual was first to turn in his end of year reflection, which was actually really well done. So he really was focused on getting that completed. And he is the very first person in every single Wednesday Zoom. You know, early is on time and on time is late, as I like to say it. So Sam Zambrano is going to be our student of the week.
Excellent. Sam, and you said Sam's on YouTube, so we can't ask him what his trick is to filling in that end of year reflection.
Yes. So well done, Sam, for getting that completed.
Excellent. Dr. Millard, your student of the week.
Okay, this week my student of the week I was looking through all of their science work, and this student has done some fantastic work, really doing everything that they can. So my student of the week this week is Anson. Well done.
Congratulations, Anson. Are you here?
Yeah.
Excellent, Anson. Have you got any top tips for us to keeping on top of your work?
Just get prioritized.
What's your priority?
Like I just do the subject on the day and like at the time of the lesson, I guess.
Okay, that's excellent. So stick to your school timetable as best as you can. That's a good piece of advice. Thank you. Well done. Mr. Bryan.
Yeah, I had a really hard time choosing this week because, as Miss Scott's just said, I got amazing students in my form doing some incredible things and doing really well at getting the most out of their subjects at the moment. So I wanted to go the other way and actually really thank someone who not only is a great student, but has really demonstrated how great a person they are, because every time you're on Zoom with them, they're making sure that you are okay as well, even though you're just a teacher. They're remembering that actually this is hard for us as well. So they're always asking how you are, being really friendly, having a lot of fun with the conversation, and actually just being a real pleasure to talk to, which is fantastic. So I think that needs recognition. So my star of the week is Priya.
Fantastic. Priya, are you here or are you on YouTube?
I think she's on YouTube, I'm afraid.
Okay, yes, because she is in the end of year assembly, so we did tell her to go there. That is our fault, yes. Well done, Priya. Miss Healy, who have you got for star of the week?
My star of the week is someone who I've been having a few conversations with this week about their achievements and their successes this year. And we have realized that they have made some amazing leaps in terms of their communication skills, doing lots of assemblies this year where previously wouldn't feel comfortable speaking in assemblies. And that person is trying to get more organized as well. And you can see that they're really trying really hard to do that. They're not in the Zoom, so hopefully they're in the YouTube. But my star of the week is Kyan.
Oh, fantastic work, Kyan. Really good. I think he has a part in the end of year assembly presenting on the arts project, so maybe he is there. Okay, excellent. And then Mr. Molson. Mr. Molson, he's in here.
Yeah, sorry, let me just unmute myself. There you go. Oh, I'm on TV. I've got several screens up, so I'm on 3 or 4 screens. That looks a bit weird. All right, my one is tinged with a little bit of sadness today because our star of the week is actually leaving. So it's really, really sad. But this person is just one of those people that just quietly gets on with things. Okay, they're not a person that's going to make a huge fuss about anything. Okay, and throughout all of this time, with all this stuff, with the virtual school and everything, and all of this hassle and all these problems he's had, he's never once complained. Okay, so my star of the week is Blair. Okay, and we all need to give him a big wave as well to say goodbye, because unfortunately Blair will be leaving us at the end of this week. So well done, Blair. Star of the week.
Well done, Blair. I did see you before. Would you like to say something, Blair, or is that a bit much?
Not really. I mean, he pretty much said it all. Don't really have any words, to be honest.
Have you got a flight this weekend?
No. We have one on Tuesday. So. Okay.
Well, we have a virtual card for you. Mr. Molson has, of course, organised this. And we've got people to sign it, and we hope you will enjoy taking that with you. And all the best in Scotland. And you can still keep in touch with everyone. We look forward to hearing from you. If you wanted to continue to join things like the end of year assembly and stuff like that, you're more than welcome. Yeah, I hope it all goes well with the journey. We're starting there. Got your spirit wet on this last time. Yeah, all the best for that. Excellent. Well, if you wanted to send Blair a message today or say goodbye to Blair, obviously do that. Remember, you can use Zoom to meet up with each other if you wanted to. Organize a small group, just share your own code. And that's been working quite well. People have been sticking to that really well. Okay, I think we are going to our lessons in a minute, but before we go, I do wanted to ask one more time. We have spoken about the cameras, okay? And there are still some students, unfortunately, who I keep getting emails about the cameras, right? That's a little bit disappointing because we did explain to you why we need the cameras on, okay? It is our responsibility to make sure that we know who is in this meeting. I have a waiting room in my meeting so I can check who I let in, okay? And I can see the names. And then when people are in here, I need to be able to see on camera who they are because I can't really have anybody in there seeing loads of teenagers who shouldn't be, okay? So it's a safeguarding reason. It's like in school, we would ask to be able to see you who you are, or your parents have to be the one to email us if you don't come into school, and so on. And it is the same for all of your lessons. So I know some people said that they misunderstood and they thought that I'm only meant that for tutor time. It was not for tutor time. The same rule has to be in all of your lessons, okay? So it seems like it worked well this morning, but if we can just remember that, because it has been a reminder for the past few weeks, okay? And then Mrs. Ross, did you want to share something? It's up to you. I think we've got a week where we can do that. So it's
okay.
And then Isabella asked me which house is winning. Isabella, what did you mean about that? Are you still here? No? Bella? Okay. Right, we'll have to find out what the question was. If that was for the garden games, I believe it was Fire who won overall. So well done to Fire. I was, of course, a little bit disappointed because I hoped that Air might make it being in second place for all that time. But yeah, we'll find out who'll win the final thing at the end of the year. There's still time to get some house points. All right, have a lovely day, everyone. And if you have any questions or need to see me, you can just stay on and write those in the chat to ask them. See you on Monday.
Thank you.